Yeah, we good. Uh-huh.
Dick
He say dick me. Yeah, buddy. You already know what it is, man. Old heads, man. Episode 23, man. It's a good day to be alive, man. Ain't it? Ain't it a good day to be alive, man?
Yes, sir.
Man, episode 23, man. Who would have thought, man? This is huge, man. Episode 23, we had to do it, man. We had to do it for the GOAT, man. In my opinion, the GOAT, man. MJ, Michael Jeffrey Jordan. So today, man, I know a lot of times, you know what I'm saying, we talk boxing, UFC, a lot of basketball, a lot of football, some baseball in there. But today, man, it is all Mike, man. Episode 23. We had to do it big, man. We had to do it with the
sidechain on.
Oh
man.
shit.
Sidechain off.
Okay.
See, that's the haters right there. That's the haters. That's the
critics.
That's the critics. We got the mic over there, man. That's hard. I ain't never even seen that joint, man. The Olympic joint, the Dream Team joint, man. Hey, that motherfucker hard, man. But hey, we also got the old heads, man. GOAT sweatshirts, man. If you want them, please DM me, man. At old heads, man. DM me, man. You got a price. These are actually $35 for the sweatshirts, man. You can get them in any color. So, man, check us out, man. We're trying to do things big. But like I say, if you don't know, I'm your co-host, Omar, a.k.a. Mr. Rello, a.k.a. O'Milly, a.k.a. if you know, you know.
Names is getting longer every episode, boy.
I got a lot of nicknames. My sister called me Peaches. Don't ask me why, but yeah, man. But I'm the co-host, man. But man, episode 23, the GOAT episode, man. I'm gonna let these brothers introduce themselves, man.
Man, Hendo, man. You can find me on Facebook, the whole government, Chris Henderson. Otherwise, you can find me on Twitter, 2K Henny G. Man, otherwise, man, shit, I'm where BI at.
Nowhere fast. Nowhere fast. You know what I'm saying? The boy B.I. Bills, man. BJ, you know what I'm saying? Bolito, Wilhelm. Got a whole bunch of these motherfuckers. Dion.
Well, I gotta get back in the streets and my nickname game. We as hell, bro.
A whole bunch of shit, man.
Early, man. Episode 23, man. The GOAT episode, man. But of course, we got to talk about a little bit of basketball. It's NBA opening week. Man, some teams are 0-2 right now. The Lakers right now are 0-2, and so are the Miami Heat. Do you see either one of them teams making the playoffs? Or, you know, you think if they do make the playoffs, what seed do you see them being, a higher seed or?
Lakers for sure finna make the playoffs. I know that for a fact.
Okay.
They start out, ever since LeBron's been a Laker, they haven't really started out good ever. Since LeBron's been there. Now, it's nothing against LeBron. They just don't start out. It take a little bit for them to get in their emotions, get their play call, get their real game feet, I call it, you know, get going. I see they probably squeezing in probably like the 8th or 7th seed. I could probably see the Lakers coming in there. I don't think they're going to be dominant in the West, but they ain't going to go nowhere. You ain't just going to push them out. Like I said, I don't know how healthy AD's going to give us for a whole year, because we have to see a whole decent year as a Laker out of him. So if we can get production out of him for a whole year, they'll probably be a strong 5th or 6th seed. I can see that, because there's a lot of good teams.
I'm going to say for all the reasons you just gave, I got Miami has a better chance of going to the playoffs, especially because they're in the East too. It's just a weaker conference. But at the same time, though, yeah, AD don't be healthy a lot of times, and they're in a stronger conference. And you say they starting off slow. Well, that ain't going to be good in that conference. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You start just dropping games in the West, man, you will never catch up to get some of these young teams. That's what happened to them last year. They kept trying to play to get in the play in. You know what I'm saying? Instead of the play off.
Right.
So, I mean, especially when you look at a guy like Ja, where Ja just dropped 49
already
against Houston. And
already.
then Dame looked like he's in mid-season form. dropped 41 last night against the Suns, 113 to 111. Yeah, I think the Lakers right now in a tough spot. I think they need to find some way to get shooting.
That's true. Yeah.
Shannon Sharp said it best. If this team was in the 90s, they would be a top 3 team because they're top heavy,
Yep.
and they're top heavy, and they don't necessarily have that great of a bench, and there's not much shooting, and they can definitely dominate down low, but then I feel like no one plays like that. If you're getting 2s every time, but Golden State's getting 3s, even every other time, you're never going to win.
Nope.
You know, you're just never going to win. And I feel like the way this team is constructed, it's not constructed like a modern NBA team. I didn't see an issue with them getting Buddy Hield and Miles Turner. People don't look at with Miles Turner is he can also step out and shoot the 3. And he's also a really good rim protector.
Rim protector.
And he can run the court. So I feel like and so to me that helps them. Whereas to where AD doesn't want to play the 5, fine. Now you can play the 4, and then fine, we can put him down low because he doesn't have to. He's not necessarily a primary scorer, so he can flash out every now and again and shoot the 3. Whereas AD sometimes like to float on the perimeter.
Who didn't want to make that trade between Indiana and LA?
From LA. Yeah, they didn't want to give up supposedly the first round picks.
Yep.
Yeah. So that means I can say LA. I think they're in a bad.
I think the reason LA does that is because they know they're gonna have to put something with a package to get certain people to go to certain places sometimes. So if you really mid-season, if you really want somebody to make a move, you can easily package that person with a trade pick. And I can see that happening pretty soon. I can see somebody getting up out of there pretty soon and not making the cut. So
I don't know, man. That could very well be. I think Miami, it's just with their culture, starting out slow is no big deal. That is 0-2 season is so young. They have a really good team. They're pretty much running it back.
Yeah.
That Miami will be fine. I think they'll still probably be a top 3 seed in the East, in my opinion.
I say about top 5. I give them a top 5. I think there's going to be some other teams that's going to give some good competition this year. I still think that Cavalier team is constructed to really take care of some business this year, and I'm not really counting them under 5 right now.
I like that. They're just young. They're just young.
I say 5 to 8.
Yeah, but
Miami?
Yeah, I don't get in the top 4 this year.
I don't
think they'll have a home. I don't think they'll be having a home. The first round of the playoffs, they won't be a home for that round. I don't think this year.
I think they'll be okay. Because for me, what I like about them is they are constructed like a modern NBA team. They have 1 or 2 stars, but then everyone on that team can pretty much shoot. Jimmy, you can say, okay, fine, like he's not necessarily a great shooter, but when it comes time to being the man,
he's a top 2-way.
Yeah,
he's top 2 in the league.
Like I said, when it comes time to him being the man, he has no issue taking that shot. And he's rather good in that moment.
And who's the second star?
Bam.
Bam Adebayo.
Bam.
Gotcha.
Then you also have Tyler Hero.
Yep.
Max Strus looks really good. The
Duncan
kid out of
Robinson.
DePaul. Duncan Robinson is a shoot. That's who I understand. He has a huge
Pretty
contract.
sure they still got PJ Tucker too.
No,
They
PJ's
gone.
gone.
Philly.
He went
Oh
to Philly.
yeah,
He went to Philly.
You're right.
He went to Philly. Him and all his shoes.
Yeah.
But
big shoe collector.
yeah,
Big
huge,
shoe
huge.
collector.
Yeah, shout out to PJ, man. But yeah, I got Miami top 3, man. I think they'll be in the top 3. But moving right along, somebody who I also think would be top 3 in the league as far as team is Golden State Warriors. They recently got their new rings. Man, them things are immaculate. 16 carats of yellow and white diamonds. The 16 diamonds, the 16 carats represent the wins they had in the playoffs in 2022. How y'all feel about that, and what do y'all think their ring rank as far as not in general, but just in basketball rings? What do y'all rank their ring all time?
I'm gonna leave this to fam because I actually personally haven't seen many of the rings. I've seen a few of them here and there, And they always getting bigger and better. That's what they say about rings
Right.
nowadays. They get bigger and better every year.
So,
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I seen their ring too, and it's dope. But as far as being able to compare them, you know what I'm saying? I'm probably have to swing that over to my man because he's seen way more of these rings than me.
All right.
I'm gonna say it's gonna be top 3 in the ring setting right now, and that's changed with these new rings coming out. Cause I'm still saying that Lakers when they won in that bubble, that ring was one of the dopest. That was a tribute to Kobe. That's probably one of the coldest finals rings I've ever seen in my life. And then coming down from that, I think the Bucks had probably one of the nicest ones coming forward.
Kobe, man. Shout out Kobe, man.
Yeah, shot, man. The rings are cold, but the Bucks had a very nice one too. One that you can break off in a 2-piece set, put on a necklace, and then shit. I'm trying to say this is probably top 3. It's got to be in my top 3. It's going to be an argue almost for top 2 because it's a cold ring, man. That Bucks one was nice. But this is real tight competition right now. I kind of like that Bucks one a little bit better, but man, this is really nice, man. It's a real tight competition. Top 3 for me. Top 3.
I don't know. I really like that Vancouver Grizzly ring. Shout out to Vancouver, man.
Shout out to Sharif.
Hey, man. Big, huge, man. Come mess with us, Sharif. Huge fan, man.
You know what
Sharif
ring
out
don't
there.
nobody talk about?
Who?
Don't nobody say nothing. Was that Toronto Raptor ring? Ain't nobody showing that off nowhere. But like,
Wow.
man. I'm just saying, I ain't never heard nothing
That's
about
true.
their ring.
We never
I
even
seen
seen
it,
the ring.
but I ain't never heard about it. I ain't never heard about it. You ain't heard nobody bragging about it or nothing.
That is
This one got 30 diamonds in it. Oh,
Lot of
pink diamonds in the.
lot of people forget about that team, in my opinion. But that was actually
That's just a forgettable team.
I heard that ring had a picture of Kawhi.
Hey, they got a pull screen. You can hear his laugh. You hear that? That's like I was there, man. It's like I was there.
Shit, fuck with us,
For real.
bro.
Y'all niggas
Fuck
dirty,
with
bro.
us, man. Fuck
Y'all motherfuckers is dirty.
bullshitting, man.
Oh man, this
Yeah,
happened.
Fuck with
no.
us, Kawhi. Fuck with
Yeah,
us.
we fuck with you, Kawhi. But yeah, man, I would say this one is probably one thing I didn't was checking out when I was doing my little research on this. This ring actually came with cufflinks and a pendant to match. So I would have this probably, in my opinion, number 2, just behind that that last ring that the Bulls got. And that's probably definitely a little bit of bias, but I really like that.
That was a dope ring.
That because I believe it had both 3-peats on there,
Yep.
if I'm not mistaken. So I think that's just super dope, super rare. So, but this one is like I say, is you pull the little joint out and you see the fork. I got this one number 2. But just to throw this in here, man. Throw a little wrench in it, man. We having good dialogue right now, man. Who would y'all got right now early MVP real quick? Who would you say? Who you think early?
Ja Morant.
Who gonna win MVP this year?
Oh, who gonna actually win?
Yeah, who gonna actually win it?
Luka Doncic. It's
It's
supposed to be Ja. But they've been wanting Luka
You
to
gave
win
me
that
a lot of shit
motherfucker
about
for
that
2 years.
putting Luka at 27 last
Man,
week.
because everybody keep trying to anoint him before it's time. They wanted him to be the goddamn MVP last year. He came in fat. I'm just keeping it
They
real.
wanted him to, but
I'm just keeping it
I
real.
think,
He came in chunky. Everybody was still hoping that he got good at the end of the year. That's nice.
You know why he got fat, right?
I don't know what he did.
Yeah.
I don't know. What did he do?
He was eating at Press Breaker downtown La Crosse, Wisconsin. You can get
Cheesy
some cheesy
nachos.
nachos and cheesy beefs. That's why he got fat.
That's how he did it.
That's how he did it.
shout out
That
to
was
Luka, man.
That was smooth.
Who has been working on that, man?
You know what I'm saying? He was working. He was
That's why they
waiting.
call him Rello, man. He always rolling up something. He always rolling up something. He had something rolled up and spun already
He
for
was
him.
waiting for it.
Fact. I like that, Luka. That's not a bad pick. Who you say, Hendo?
I think Joker. I think Joker is gonna be the main
3 in a
reason.
row?
Yeah, I think this is.
Damn,
I think.
that's hard. That'll be hard, bro.
I think this is be
That'll be
his.
hard.
I think he's gonna be the guy to do it, man. His game is just not getting old. Nobody's really stopping him. The only thing that'll stop him is Father Time or injury. And I think him getting his pieces back with, Murray coming back healthy and a lot of other people coming on the roster back all the way healthy.
That's probably why he won't get it. They don't say he got help.
Well, but it all goes on his performance. If he's still putting up them triple doubles and some of them high rebounding games, them high scoring games, who's stopping him right now? That's the question. Who's stopping him? And I don't see no teams rosters suited up to stop him, especially in the West when you got rid of certain people. I think Ayton left the Suns.
No.
He was always still talking.
Yeah. You didn't see what Damian Lillard said?
I don't think but I don't even think him on his best day can stop Joker from scoring.
Draymond Green.
Did you?
Draymond's different, but that's I don't know.
He was hacking the shit out that man too. He wasn't stopping him.
I just don't know nobody can stop him unless you put Giannis in that division or over there in that conference. I don't see nobody really going head to head and stopping him like that.
I don't know, man. And did you see the tape of what Aiden had to take some clutch free throws last night? And Damian Lillard walked up to him. Did you see it?
No.
He walked up to him and said, "You ever been in this situation before?"
Well,
That's hilarious.
Shit. Man, shout out Dame, man. Dame time, man.
It's one of my favorites.
Who I think will win MVP? Embiid, man. I think the past 2 years they've been trying to give it to him. James Harden looks phenomenal. He's averaging 33, 8,
and
that's
garbage in that same game.
And for the same reason you said for Joker with Murray, that's the reason I think it won't be Embiid. I think if Harden production is what it needs to be, Embiid just is becoming a rebounder and scorer is different from relying on him to do the post move. Sometimes I think that it was my problem with Harden coming to the Sixers in the first place. I always thought it would take away from Joel's game a little bit because now the ball's not in his hand so much. He's a great scorer down low, and I think the ball needs to be in his hand because it takes the focus off the shooters to move around off ball a little bit better. That's why I think he does well. So if they can work that out, they're going to be crazy. But we'll see. We'll see. That it wasn't that case last year.
They should be able to work that out.
Embiid actually should have won it last year. He should have won MVP last year. The past 2 years, they've been trying to give it to him. And just like how we all know Michael Jordan could have won MVP every year, there were just some years to where you won't know what. Karl Malone has played exceptional. We're going to give him MVP. Same thing with Charles Barkley. Charles Barkley played exceptional.
If that's the theory, they wouldn't have gave it to Joker twice, though, without giving Embiid his turn.
But you had a lot of people that felt Embiid should have got it last year.
That's a fact.
You had a lot of people that felt Embiid should have got that.
Yeah.
And like I mean, in my opinion, like I said,
and there was the same thing about Ja though. Ja was in that high running, so there was a lot of people mad that Ja didn't do it.
Only reason why I feel like Ja didn't get it is because he got hurt at the end of the season.
That's how I felt too.
In my opinion. Now Ja was actually my third pick. My second was, believe it or not, I'll probably get some flack for this, is Trae Young. I think Trae Young is going to have a phenomenal year. When you look at him and DeJounte Murray playing together, Trae Young, a lot of people don't realize
he's a great passer.
Trae Young has already had 2 29-9 seasons. He led the league in points and assists last year. No one had more total assists or more total points than Trae Young. And I think in an East, now I think Atlanta is a 4 or 5 seed in my opinion, just because they're young, and I don't know how good they're going to be on the. I believe my son playing. Full ass on it, man. But yeah, man. Moving right along, man. I think I had Trae Young at number 2 in my MVP, and then Ja come right to number 3. Man, like I say, man, it's the GOAT episode, man. Prime versus Prime, man. Y'all let us know what y'all think too. Michael Jeffrey Jordan versus Len Bias. Who do you guys think is the better college player? Michael Jordan averaged 17.7 points. Len Bias averaged 16.6. Michael Jordan 5 rebounds. Len Bias 5.7. 1.8 assists for Mike. 1.3 assists for Len Bias, who was also 2-time ACC Player of the Year and also ACC Tourney MVP. Michael Jeffrey Jordan, of course, we all know he hit the clutch shot, so champion, Wooden Award, Naismith. Head to head, Jordan won all 3 of those games, even though Bias outplayed him one game where he had 24 and Michael had 21. Who do you guys think was the better college player? Who wants to kick that off?
Jeffrey. Jeffrey was obviously the better college basketball player. Not only did he hit the big shot to his freshman year, rookie, he was a freshman, bugging out. His freshman year, you know what I'm saying, to give Fam his first college championship, Coach Dean. But then he was player of the year his junior year. You know what I'm saying? Len Bias wasn't player of the year. And I don't remember him going that far in the tournament, the plays that he made. You know what I'm saying? So, that's basically, you know what I'm saying, the way I look at it is the stats are cool too. You know what I'm saying? I also know I've seen the game, or recently on YouTube, but so it's just like the highlights. It wasn't like the entire game. I've definitely seen that game with Mike against Lynn. You know what I'm saying? I seen the revenge game. That's what they called it, because dog outscored Mike by 3 points or whatever.
Second game.
Mike took that shit personal.
Yeah.
Mike been taking shit personal on the basketball court apparently for a long ass time.
This
This nigga took that shit personal. This motherfucker.
Talk about a nigga who gambled on himself. He the one that gambled. He doubled down.
Yeah, he love to gamble too. Yeah, he just built for that
He
moment.
doubled down.
Yeah, but I'm going with Jeffrey, man. You know what I'm saying? Plus, I'm not picking against Mike on no topic today.
Gotcha.
How about that?
Gotcha. Damn.
That's where I'm at with it.
Oh,
man. Man, Liz, Mike, everything.
For sure.
This is tough because Mike grew after he left college and became so much better. Len Bias. To me, he was the better all-around college player. I think Mike had benefited from a better North Carolina team. I think that team was a very good team. Mike was a piece of that puzzle, and he added complementary to that team very well. But if you look at that team, I think that team was better than Len Bias' team.
Yeah.
But Len Bias was a great player, and they really shined with and benefit from him being a great player. And college-wise, I think he was the one they leaned onto, where I think in North Carolina, Mike was the big shot hitter. He was the piece to come in and do that, but that's a piece of the puzzle, and I think he just fit it well. Like I said, that team was something to really look at as well, the whole team, but I think Bias was a better college player.
You know what's tripped out though? Going to the league, it's tripped out. You said Bias played for the worst team. Well, not the worst team, but the lesser of the two teams. Because you remember, he was going to the Celtics.
Right.
That would have changed a lot of shit for Mike's career, because I'm not so sure Mike would have been. Mike didn't win till later anyway, but he was about to join. Len Bias was about to join Larry Bird. Come on, man. Robert Parrish and Kevin McHale and
That would have been
Dennis.
a big piece of the puzzle. That would
Man,
have been a big
Danny
piece
Ainge.
of a puzzle.
Man, KC Jones. This is what this dude was about to join as a rookie. Like that was about to be ridiculous for a while, man.
So
like,
now you got McHale and Walt coming off the
yeah,
bench.
yeah, or Fairman Walt.
You got
either way you
Bias
do
coming
it
off the bench.
with Walt.
Oh
either
yeah,
way
you
do
would
it.
probably have Bias come.
Yeah, because Kevin McHale was still hot.
Yeah.
They got drafted in 84 or something.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
out
saying?
of
So
Minnesota.
yeah, man, them dudes still won in '85 without him. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, the Celtics. And then they got dude.
I don't know, man. Len Bias is a stud, bro. Like, I fuck with Len Bias anyway. So it's like, me doing research wasn't really like a big deal. But like, he got one of the smoothest jump shots. Like, he looks like a modern NBA player. But Mike, I feel like Mike was just different. And the fact that I understand Mike, for one, definitely had the better team. When you look at the fact that he went number 3, James Worthy went number 1, and Sam Perkins went number 1. So Mike was definitely on a better team. Hall of Fame coach, a top 3 probably college coaches all time. Some people would say the best college coach, probably between him and Coach K with Dean Smith. So, I had to go MJ. I was actually kind of mad at myself because I almost felt like a better comparison would have been who was the better player, Michael Jordan or Magic Johnson in college. Because both of those guys been in championships and their accolades are so similar. But yeah, I had to go with Mike, man. I felt like just the numbers he put up and the accolades he achieved on top of Dean Smith holding him back is phenomenal. And I think you look at Len Bias, he never won Naismith. I think Len Bias was more of a look that, what's the word I'm looking for? He was a prodigy in the sense of potential, where you almost like when Anthony Davis went #1, and you like, okay, he might only be giving us 13 points here, 14 points in college, but you can tell with the tools he have and with another 30 pounds, he's going to be a problem. Same thing with Kevin Garnett. I mean, with KG was just a dog in height, just ridiculous in high school.
Curry. I think sometimes, even with Steph Curry, when nobody talks about Davidson ever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you be in the best place out of there, and where did he go? Seventh round?
He was supposed to be a Knick, too.
You know, I'm just saying, he was a really low draft pick.
He went 7th, yeah.
Really low. And look what the turnout was.
Yeah. I remember
But
that.
if he go to the Knicks, he might not be that. He might not become this shoot phenomenon because when he linked up with Steve Kerr, that was a perfect fit for him. Or
Mark
when he
Jackson.
linked up with Mark Jackson, that helped him out. But when he linked up with Steve Kerr, Steve Kerr kind of pushed his shot over the edge to me.
Yeah,
I feel like
that's
he just
style.
gave him the green light where Mark Jackson was a little different. He's more defense, and that's nothing wrong with that. It's two different coaching styles. But you see where the evolution of the game is gone and where people get credit for it. You know what I'm saying?
Stand still offense and pick and roll and shit is what Mark Jackson was doing, and Kerr run more of all motion offense.
Yep.
And, you know what I'm saying? And
But it was, to me,
wide.
it was the best of both worlds because I feel like a lot of people don't look at Golden State when they're winning championships. They're also one of the best defensive teams.
They are.
So I feel like
There's a lot of credit.
Mark
There's a
Jackson
lot of credit.
really rooted that in that organization.
And I'm kind of
to that culture.
I'll be kind of shitty to say, you know what I'm saying? Because I feel like Mark Jackson is one of the only coaches out here that's been getting kind of stiff-legged and shit. Because I don't know why the fuck he ain't got a coaching job with all these shitty-ass teams out here. I don't understand why he ain't got a coaching
I
job.
probably don't want to coach some of the bullshit ass teams either.
Get it, but imagine if Mark Jackson put his defensive styles with some of these teams. They would be crazy. Imagine him coaching that Cavalier team right now.
From what I hear,
That'd be crazy.
from what I hear with Mark Jackson, the thing with him is he wants to do things his way.
He has to have control of it. I get
He's
it.
old school.
Yep.
And you have a lot of owners and
That they're not going for that shit, man.
It rub people the wrong
It
way.
does.
So that's what I hear.
That and his last experience with the last team and how he left from Golden State wasn't on the best note because when he tried to voice that up, they was like, you know what? We're going to let you go. We got somebody waiting right here. Come on, Steve. And that was kind of how they kind of let him go. And he was kind of shitty about that. And other team owners do look about how you say things about other things. He's mentioned comments before. So.
You know who somebody that's shitty?
I'm a lot of shitty.
Yeah, I know. But no, Craig Elo.
Ooh.
Craig Elo is still shitty. I'm pretty sure. He just did an interview saying he was shitty. But that's one of the reasons why I think Michael Jordan would go. But I want to know why y'all think. Y'all let us know too why y'all think Michael Jordan. If you feel like he's not, but why y'all feel like Michael Jordan is the GOAT. You got the Olympic joint. I want to know why you think he the GOAT, B.L. Or is he the GOAT? Is he or was maybe was Robert Horry the GOAT?
I'm from Chicago.
I'm just asking. I never know what
We already went through this.
I never know.
Check out episode 3. We had already went through this. I already gave out my top 10. No, my bad. That was episode 12. My bad.
What's
You stupid as hell.
this dude? I'm gonna try to say something different.
I ain't
Because
say
you know what
Kobe.
I'm saying, they ain't gonna say all the stats and all that. But yeah, man, I'm going with Mike, man. The GOAT. What make him the GOAT?
Yeah,
I
what
feel
make
like
him the GOAT?
y'all not gonna say. You know what I'm saying? Is how he was dancing on there. I'm pretty sure y'all wasn't gonna word it like that. That's why they called him Air. You know what I'm saying? His early highlights I mean, when you go back and watch Come Fly With Me or something, man, Come Fly With Me is stupid.
Just look at the poster.
Yeah. I mean, it's just dumbass dunks and, oh man, this dude used to just be making all these damn circus ass layups that, like, man, you know what my new favorite thing to do, one of my new favorite things to do on YouTube is to watch some of the little kids who never seen Michael Jordan highlights.
Yeah,
They watch the ultimate, whatever. They're like LeBron fans, but they watching this shit. They're like, oh, I didn't know he was doing it like that. Basically, this dude was talking about, man, this dude with them his layup package is ridiculous.
Yeah,
let's talk about Kyrie Irving and shit.
He was the reason niggas was stacking their own elbows on layup.
Dog, I'm trying to tell you, Mike was doing all types of layups. So, like, it was just crazy. I mean, besides the fact that they just dunked the shit out you. You know what I'm saying? Because that was like probably like top tier what he wanted to do, like, you know what I'm saying, everybody. But yeah, everybody was catching that work, man. Go back and check them old films. Go back and check Come Fly With Me. That was the first VHS tape about that, man. Before any other rings. Before he won anything. This motherfucker was a show. You know what I'm saying? It was ridiculous, dog.
One of the hardest VHS used to get at Blockbuster.
Yeah.
You used to have to go either that or motherfucker would bring it back. You used to have to go like a Tuesday when you didn't have school and go in there like 11 o'clock, and it might be in there. Otherwise, it was two of them joints, and one of them, I guarantee somebody, cause that's crazy. Come Flower, that's hard, bro. I'm gonna watch that tonight, bro.
That shit.
Come Fly With Me,
look at that.
Why is it a GOAT, Hendo? Or you think he the GOAT?
Oh yeah, he the GOAT to me, man. Just his whole basketball career is just dominance. First off, he one of the only players I could ever remember, you know, at that time being so successful at everything. Not just one thing, everything, except for acting. He was a terrible actor. But he was great. His commercials was good.
His Space Jam is better than LeBron's.
It is.
And his acting's better than LeBron's.
I mean, by far. I think he was just more charismatic. This man just had his way. He couldn't do nothing wrong, man. Mike couldn't do nothing wrong, man. Best shoes. Man. Best shoes. I don't know what. That's going to be another one. Who got a better shoe other than Jordan?
Andre Agassi.
Iverson. Kobe up there. I'm just going to name off some. Kobe's got to be up there because a lot of people do got the Kobe's. Some people. I just put it up there.
I like them Karl Malones, them catapults.
God damn.
The catapult.
We want that. That's gonna be.
We want
to make that an episode though. Best shoe other than Jordan's.
I like that.
Player shoe.
I like that.
But man, he won it in college. He won it in real life. One of the first 3-peats I had ever seen. Personally, you know what I'm saying? Like he was just dominant, man. Just his whole career is just immaculate, man. It's just crazy. Everything that he did, his whole career. The ups, the downs, everything that happened with his dad, going to baseball, coming back, you know what I'm saying, then winning some more, then, you know, retiring, becoming an owner, then quitting that, coming back being a player. You know, he really showed you love of the game. And sometimes when you're that good, it's hard to lead that game. I think Kobe struggled with that too, time when it was, you know, time to lead. You know, Kobe hung around for a while. Shaq probably struggled with that for a little bit, just some say he was ring chasing. I just say sometimes when you're so dominant, you used to being on that court, you just used to being there. It's hard to leave the game, the camaraderie. Everybody, hey, yo, Shaq. Man, this man was sitting at the back of the bench chilling. Yo, Shaq, man, can I get an autograph? Oh, yeah. He's a humble dude. You know, stuff like that. It's hard to lead a game. It's hard. And Mike was able to do that respectively. I'd say everybody says that Wizard tenure wasn't good for him, but you know, I still think he was doing him. He went down there and showed some guys like, look, I'll come back and let y'all have it. I'm Mike.
He averaged over 20 when he was over 40 years old.
I mean, you ain't got to tell me no more, man. He's up there, man. He's the best, man.
Is MJ the GOAT? I got him at 2 behind Kareem.
This dude is always playing. That's what that is.
Captain Controversial.
That's what that is.
So Captain Controversial.
No, man. No, I will say this though. Kareem has had. How can I say this respectfully? Kareem is the greatest. Kareem has had the greatest basketball career of anybody ever.
You got a pair of Kareems?
No, let me explain. let me opine. I've been reading. Let me opine. Check it out. When you look at high school, right? Kareem is looked at arguably the greatest high school player ever. Pretty much, that's not even a question.
Yeah.
When you look at college, he's looked at arguably the greatest college player. That's not even a question ever. When you look at the NBA, before Mike came along, a lot of people said Kareem was probably the greatest NBA player ever. So when you look at that collection-wise, he's had the greatest basketball career of anybody. Now, if you're talking about NBA, LeBron has had the greatest NBA career of anyone. But when we talk about the greatest of all time, just flat out, hey, if you get, I'm God, I want somebody to run with me, who am I taking? Is Mike. And the reason why I have Mike, maybe a little bit different reasons from y'all, is I feel like Mike is the only player in history that was simultaneously the greatest defender and the greatest offensive player at the same time. In 1988, he averaged 32.5 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists, 2.9 steals. He was the slam dunk champ. He was also the scoring champ, defensive player of the year, and also all-star MVP. He dropped 40 that year in the all-star game. The only player to come close to doing something like that was Hakeem, who was 10th all-time. Kobe is 11th. Hakeem won MVP, defensive player of the year, look at me crazy like you want to, and finals MVP. And finals MVP. But like I said, MJ simultaneously was the greatest defensive and offensive player at the same time, in my opinion. Where you could say Bill Russell was the great, people could say Wilt Chamberlain, but you can also, during that time, no one would say Wilt Chamberlain was a better defender than Bill Russell. If you look at Magic Johnson was never the greatest scorer. Kobe Bryant, yeah, he might have been the greatest scorer, but he was a volume scorer, right? So, and then we can never, I don't think there was maybe ever a time Kobe was the greatest defender. Maybe top 2, maybe top 3.
He was definitely up there.
He was up there, but like I don't think there's ever
offensive team say that
he was right up there. But I don't think there's any question that there was one point when MJ was like, hey, I will shut you down, and then I'm gonna give you 50 on the other end.
Yeah, that's tough.
People don't, unless you play basketball, you don't understand how much energy it is to exert.
Head up though, and it looked about even sometimes.
You said when they went head up.
Yeah.
Mike was older then.
True, it was true. But at that moment, shit, he was still on the court, and you stood Mike. And like I said, it was looking about even. It was going square up. It was like him looking in the mirror.
If I seen old Kobe on young Mike, Mike would be fucking that nigga up. You know what I'm saying? So no,
the realest shit I ever heard that I said is that a rookie Michael Jordan is better than half the top 50 players ever.
I can say
he averaged 28 points a game.
I can say that. That's valid. That's valid.
Think about that shit. And then think about that shit.
And then he wasn't allowing at times more than 10 points to be scored on him.
Dog.
He was stopping you on the other end. You might have that. You might put up 10. If he say he's shutting you down, he's shutting you down.
Dog. And don't do something like disrespectful. Like, and by disrespectful, that means by saying, man, have a good game. This motherfucker told me to have. Huh? Oh, you just gonna hand this motherfucker Gatorade before you. Huh?
He said, have a good game.
Mike different.
Mike different, man.
Players you talking about the top 50 players. He actually played against a few of them as a rookie before he was a rookie, and he beat them motherfuckers.
That's real shit.
You know what I'm saying? Straight up.
Rookie Michael Jordan.
That's funny because I was contemplating that jersey or this one. I got that jersey.
The rookie?
The before he was a rookie. That USA team.
Oh, that's hard.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
That's
that was a game before they one Because before they actually went to the Olympics and played, this was like some qualifying shit where they played against NBA talent. You
Gotcha. I guarantee I'm saying it.
Yeah, they beat them motherfuckers.
That's hard.
Straight up, Mike's the Cowboys.
That's hard. So, man, 3-0, man, Mike is definitely the GOAT, man. We all gave our reasons. Y'all let us know why y'all feel like he the GOAT, or if you don't feel like he the GOAT, you feel like LeBron's the GOAT, hey, man, let us know why y'all think he the GOAT, man. We can definitely debate that.
Nah,
but
don't even hit us up.
He said don't even hit us up.
He said don't even hit us up, man.
But I do gotta ask, moving right along, where do y'all think MJ rank all time as far as skills?
Number one.
Number one? You want to kick it off?
Number one.
Number one?
Yeah, he the most disciplined player ever. They call Tim Duncan big fundamental. That should really be Michael Jordan's name. You confuse all this fancy shit. But just look at his feet, man. Like, this motherfucker's to the rack. Look at him on defense. That nigga's in position to take the shit out the ball. Hey, look, man. Watch out for that nigga.
He said he in position to take the shit out that ball.
Black cat, man.
A lot of young cats don't even know that was MJ's name when he came into the league.
Yeah,
Black Cat, bro.
Yeah.
Black Cat,
Black
Black
Cat
Jesus.
right there, man.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That boy dangerous.
Where you got him, Hendo? Skills, all time, MJ.
Man, great passer, great handles, great shooter, great finisher. He got to be number one. He's just great defender. Great hands with stealing. He knew how to time the ball. He knew where you was going in your spots. He studied people. MJ got to be one of the only guys I know who just, I don't think Dog spent a whole lot of time in film. He just knew players. He'd watch players.
And he walked on water.
He was just when you study the art of the game as hard as MJ did and really worked on your fundamentals and stuff like that, especially on defense, it's kind of hard not to put you in a very high grade of skill category. There was nothing that man couldn't do. Good, great. MJ might have had his flaws, pushing it too hard sometimes and doing too much. But when he really got that game underneath him and figured out the psychology of the game, that's the one thing that we never mentioned. Mike was one of the first players I personally seen mentally dominate players. He would tell you where he was going and then do it. There are stories where Mike would be like, look,
Larry Bird.
No, as far as I know, but I know Larry would talk it, but
no, Larry talked and did it with his left hand.
He was doing it too. I guess, but like
NBA play. That's my fault, bro. That shit just still baffles
That
me,
nigga
bro.
said he finna say
Could you
his
imagine
right
how
hand for the
embarrassed
Lakers.
you is? Well, this white boy from French Lick, Indiana.
say he just gonna shoot left today. Just say, I'm just shooting left today on y'all. Just practice out here.
But then when they
You
asked
ain't
him,
even getting the potatoes at Christmas. You in the NBA, you come into the fur. Hey, Jerome. Saw what that white boy did to you. I done paid for this house, Grandma. We saw what that white boy did to you.
He was. And I give it to him, but like
when they asked him why did he shoot with his left, he said he was saving his right hand for the Lakers.
Dog.
That's what Larry Johnson or Larry Bird did well. I get that, but Mike did it on a higher scale too, just like that, and it was, I give Larry Bird his dues for doing all that because, Magic was up there with the shit talk and Isaiah's little slick tongue ass. Everybody had their own little version to it, but Mike was humiliating niggas to up there like Larry was too, and I give him, but when his time was done, even Larry gave it up to Mike.
He scratched the shit out of Reggie Miller in his face.
I would have too. Reggie Miller was a whole ass nigga at the time. I ain't gonna lie. I would have scratched him too. He used to look weird ass out my face. I didn't like him at that time.
Reggie Miller was always taunting the shit out.
He was. It was
that shit is hilarious.
This little Ethiopian head boy with a skinny ass body gonna sit here. Oh, I choked the shit out.
Remember when he went on John Starks? Remember John Starks, the crazy other nigga, the head butted the nigga and shit? They asked that motherfucker about that the next day. Reggie Miller was like, I don't know, maybe he had bad room service.
Duh.
They asked him what he say to him, whatever. He was like, I didn't say anything.
Duh.
Yeah,
What
but
was going on, Jim?
Mike had that mental game, you know, and that mental game is a lot of things that, you know, we don't give a lot of people credit for nowadays that people don't really play. You know, Draymond play that game sometimes.
Reggie Miller,
you know, he was good, but that's a different type of game within itself. And a lot of people, you know, that game can get you in trouble, or that game can help you manipulate the game as well, though, too. And I think that's the way. That's when MJ really started manipulating the game. When the refs started giving him the calls, like MJ, I know he didn't get. He got you. 38.
Oh, God.
You know, I believe you, Mike. You ain't never lied to me,
Hey,
Mike.
nigga, what type of shit is this? I seen that.
That's when you got the game manipulation, and very few players get that. LeBron gets that sometimes. You know, he gets that game when they used to do the flop, but he actually get that call for it. Yeah. He was manipulating the game, and I give people credit for that because you're getting away. This is getting you points. This is getting them turnovers. This is putting you in position to win, and that's a neglected part of the game sometimes that we forget.
It's a skill. That's a
it
skill.
Is.
Yeah, it's
Mike honed that skill very well.
I like that. What is MJ ranked all time? Actually, I got a little quick list. Fifth, I had Steph at fifth all time skills. At number 4, I had Akeem at number 4. At number 3, I had KD at number 3. Number 2, I had Mike. I got Mike number 2, and number 1, I got Bean. I feel like everything MJ did, Kobe modified it and perfected it. I feel like it's just more or less evolution than it is necessarily Kobe having a better skill set or being a more skilled player, but it's more or less a product of just simply evolution. Because Michael patterned his game after David Thompson.
Right.
So we saw what MJ was, right? It's just evolution. Well, I shouldn't say that. It was completely different, but MJ took that to another level. So I feel like Kobe, as far as three-point shooting, I feel like he was a better three-point shooter. And outside of that, yeah, I'd say Kobe was the most skilled player of all time.
You know, whenever you piss me off, I always think about how this motherfucker don't like deep dish pizza. You know what I'm saying? Always feel the
But he
need
said,
to.
whenever you piss me off, I'm like, oh, you don't like deep dish.
I always feel the need to mention that shit. Whenever this nigga say some shit like this, man.
And
I really do. I really do. You know what I'm saying? Using the fuck. God damn.
Hey, yeah, I got.
That's
I feel like
list,
everything MJ did, Kobe took it and he modified it and he made it better. And I do have to admit, Kobe was a better three-point shooter. Now, that, like I say, that's also a product of Kobe, the time Kobe was in.
Exactly. He took more three-point shots.
Yeah.
We can have this conversation all day with Steph Curry or Larry Bird for your life. For your life, though, who you want shooting that last shot. For your life. Not who hit 10 out of 10 because they shoot 10 and one dude hit 3 out of 4 or 7 out of 10 because he shot 10 and one dude hit 3 out of 3. You know what I'm saying? Who
Curry.
you trust with your life?
Curry.
Robert
Corey. Curry.
Larry. Larry. I want Larry.
Big shot, Rob.
I want the motherfucker that grew up shooting on a basketball with no backboard, just a pole and a rim.
Facts.
I want that dude shooting my shot. That's Larry.
I'm not mad at you there, but I want the guy I've personally seen hit 100 in a row.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah,
that makes a lot of sense too. I seen that.
Yeah,
I seen that shit.
I've seen that. Now I'm not saying that
it's hard
Larry.
to argue against that.
Yeah, like I can't. Like I'm not gonna say Larry that didn't happen with Larry Bird, but Glenn Robinson.
we didn't see it.
Glenn Rice also said he used to shoot in the dark, which is why his shot was so pure. Could be true, probably true. Didn't see it.
Didn't see it.
I can go see Steph hit 100 in a row.
Yeah, seen it.
Yeah.
On through the eyes. Y'all seen that shit.
Yeah. So that's just me. I like my life.
Whatever they said he did,
Yeah.
he did that shit.
Yeah. But yeah, man, I got him on. So 2-1, man. I'll take that, man. I really wanted to put Mike number 1, but yeah, I had to show Bean some love, man. But man, top y'all ain't been following us, man. We've been doing top 50 players every week. We're doing 5 players this week, 24 through 20. Y'all want me to kick it off? If y'all want to get y'all list ready,
Yeah.
kick it off.
Always good.
All right, 24. I had to go with Dirk Diggler, man. Dirk at 24, 14-time All-Star, of course, one-time champ, beating LeBron, 20.7 points, 7.5 rebounds, 2.4 assists for his career. Yeah, Dirk, man, 24th all time. 23, man, guy who I personally seen play, man, arguably the greatest power forward of all time, Kevin Garnett. 15-time All-Star, 17.8 points per game, 10 rebounds a game, 3.7 assists, 1.4 blocks, also on one-time Defensive Player of the Year. 22, I had to go with Chi-Town stand up, man. Dwayne Wade, third all-time greatest shooting guard, in my opinion, all time. 13-time All-Star, 22 points a game, 4.7 rebounds, 5.4 assists. Also, most blocks ever by a guard. At number 21, I had to go with, I would love to put him higher, but never won a ring, the mailman, Karl Malone. 14-time All-Star, 25 points per game, 10.1 rebounds, and 3.1 assists. Two-time MVP as well as two-time All-Star MVP. At 20, to round out my top 20, I had to put him, man, round mound and rebound. Charles Barkley, 11-time All-Star, 22.1 points per game, 11.7 rebounds per game. As a guy that's probably 6'6", maybe probably 6'5 and a half, 3.9 assists. One-time MVP as well as one-time All-Star MVP. So yeah, man, that's my list, 24 through 20. Y'all let us know y'all list, man. But who you got, Hendo?
Man, coming in at 24, Paul Pierce.
Ooh,
Okay.
I like Paul Pierce's game, always have. He was just a great shooter to me. He could finish around the rim, and sometimes when that team needed to rally on him and he needed to do what he had to do, he did it. He played a little bit of defense, not the best, but just enough, and he played his role. It took for him to get some real solid pieces around him to be successful, but, I felt like his whole career was a lot of success. I mean, he was a good shooter, man. I liked him. He'll never pop up in like one of the best shooters, but he was a leader for his team when they had nobody, and he was still pulling them through. So
I like that.
I go with him. Coming in at 23, Kawhi Leonard. I wanted to put Kawhi a little higher, but the fact that this man be taking off so much time and just hanging out. I mean, there's nothing wrong with how he's going about what he wants to do with his career. But at the same time, I think if he applied himself in certain occasions, he might have a lot more rings. But I do understand injuries.
Fuck that, you right.
Injuries will take you out,
Damn.
and it's you got to be at your discretion when you feel like you're ready with your body.
Right.
You can't force this man. Shit, if your leg hurt, your leg hurt. Who am I to say it feel better? And I watch a lot of players like what KD when he had messed up his Achilles, try to push themselves and come back in position and get hurt again, and then be out even longer. And he's being really smart about his body and his career, and I'm not mad about that. His trade value is not going down because of his injury, and he's still, he's coming back better, healthier, larger, and more muscle. So, like I said, he plays more. He still has a very big opportunity to move up because he is dominant when he plays at his best. And he literally is one of the only players that know how to shut down LeBron and keep big moments because he was literally bred to beat LeBron. He was supposed to be the Terminator and come in and shoot down LeBron. He was. Pop made him to defend and that's the guy you guard. You guard the best player. Him, that's the dude you got to worry about. Stay in front of him, D him up. And he did a good job of doing that.
And back up off on them.
Yep. Hey, but he's smart. He plays very smart ball, and I like that. But that's why he's up there. Coming in at 22, CP3. And it was hard for me to kind of float in that area because he doesn't have a ring, but he's probably one of the best facilitating point guards in the league now, even at his age. And one of the only thing that ever crippled him was his shitty ass body because he cannot stay healthy, and that's the only thing that ever helped. It is not for the will of the game. He has a lot of dog in him, and he plays to his fullest potential, even if his body is fucked up. He has a lot of heart, but he was just never able to just get it all the way. He is basically the our versions of John Stockton now. He's literally today's version of John Stockton. Awesome at what he does. Just can't get over that hump. Just can't get over that final, you know? Even though you run into some good people, you know? Man, but he has a immaculate career, and he'll be a first ballot if anything when he retires. He's already a Hall of Famer to me in my eyes and a lot of people's eyes. He's probably one of the best point guards of our time, arguably, as far as facilitating. Not shooting. Curry's up there with the best shooting point guard, but as far as somebody who can help run your team and help be a captain, he's one of the best. So I always put him up there. Talking about one of the best, coming in at 21, Rondo. Rondo's one of the only point guards. I know you can look at me all day. I love Rondo. Rondo is and I put him up there. You know why? You gotta
tell us why.
Because Rondo is one of the only guys I know who had a broken arm, and his team was on the line of losing, and he said, you know what? Fuck this broken arm. Do the cast off. This man was out here dribbling in the playoffs and shooting with one hand, going against NBA players, one-handed. That's all heart. That's hard. That's Isaiah Thomas out there with the fucked up ankle heart. That's hard, man. He's a successful leader on the court, and when he goes to teams, they do better. It's a fact. He struggled getting his attitude right with the Celtics, but once he was able to control it, I think he got snubbed. A lot of people don't consider him as one of the big three on the Celtics, and without him on the Celtic team, they don't go as far as they go. Strongly. And a lot of people don't give him respect. He is a captain on the league. And it was a hard switch between CP and Rondo, and that's a battle between me because I value defense a little bit more, and I think Rondo's a better defensive player all around, and I feel like CP has been labeled a cone, and that's coming from NBA players.
Well,
Patrick Beverly.
That's old CP.
But
a cone before.
I don't. That's the word out there in the camp. That was at the LeBron training camp. A cone, man. That's what they was calling him. They was calling him, and I've never heard Rondo. Rondo is just great, man, and he just. A lot of people just don't put him up there. He's really equal. Like I said, this really came to vice versa between him and CP as far as it came down to a defensive battle. And that's a personal, but Rondo also has a ring. He has 2 rings.
But we talk about great is not our favorite though.
No, but I think his defense set him aside from all that, and the fact that he can be a leader wherever he goes like that. Okay. That's why I go. And plus, he's been a successful leader as far as winning it all. That's the oi. When you haven't been able to do it in the finals, I have to look at you a little different. Your career is good, but he's never done it. Rondo's done it in the finals. Rondo has been successful all the way through, where CP3 hasn't been all the way through successful. He's had a successful career, but has never followed all the way through. It always stops right here. Rondo's done it all the way through. That was the edge breaker for me. And coming in at 20, just to round out my number, just to put it here, because I'm mad at this dude right now currently. He's lucky he making it at my 20, Pippen. Pippen is one of my favorite two-way players of all time. He'll go on a lot of top lists, but right now I'm shitty. Because now it seems like he wants to do a lot of fame and searching right now. He's doing a lot of dirty shots at Mike. And I don't appreciate that shit because your career is over and done with. And now you're trying to sell some books and sell some ideas and get some fame.
You're going to be on Dancing with the Stars.
And I get what's happened, but just because Larissa left you and she started dating rappers, don't give you the right to be shitty at Mike because y'all had 2 different things. Damn. He told you not to sign that goofy-ass contract, and you went and signed that goofy-ass contract. Damn. If you was a better businessman, you wouldn't be so mad at Mike. Mike is an excellent businessman. Instead of shooting shots at him, you should have been trying to take notes. That's all I'm saying. Shit. You be mad. Pippen, I love you, man. You're my top 20, man. But, man, don't be mad at Mike. Don't be mad at Mike, man. Don't be mad at Mike. I'm mad at that backlash. A lot of people will say things about Mike, man. You should be like, look, man, you helped me out. There were some times when you needed Mike to be where you at to be considered one of the greats.
Damn.
You still a dog. You still one of the best two ways ever. But you coming in at number 20, man.
Damn.
You was supposed to be 14, but you bumped back after the mic shots, man. You was supposed to be 14. I'm just gonna let you know where you was gonna be at.
That boy brought up the wrist.
Man, I was mad, man. Your life going to shambles. You mad at Mike?
Oh, wow.
That's ill.
I love your liquor though. I did have a bottle last year. I did. I love it. Digits. I love it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Moses Malone. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know what number we on.
24.
24. Moses Malone. We already know he did his impact on both of the teams. This nigga was like Deion Sanders or some shit. Nigga leaving. He left the Cowboys for the 49ers or which way?
Cowboys for the 49ers.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? They won the Super Bowl with both the motherfuckers. Moses Malone did that shit back in the day with Houston motherfuckers 76ers. Dirk Nowitzki, because he held it down, you know what I'm saying, that whole time, never motherfucking left, and he was going to get him one. It took him a long ass time. He did that shit though. Jerry West, same shit, took him a long ass motherfucking time, but he actually got one.
Nah,
he mad as hell still, he lost all them goddamn games.
Bruh, Jesus.
But motherfucking, shit, he actually won one, you know what I'm saying? So fuck that, man. He got an MVP, nigga, and wasn't even on the winning team. So yeah, Jerry West, Oscar Robertson, because he was just, everybody talking about the triple doubles, but actually, you know what I'm saying, he was just colder than niggas. This nigga was like 6'5", bringing the ball up, point guard was smaller. He was just doing what the fuck he wanted to do. And we said, I'm glad you said earlier, because motherfuckers have a chance of getting higher on the list. And this motherfucker is definitely gonna get probably higher on my list. But just for shock value right now, I'm gonna go ahead and go with 20. I'm gonna go with Steph Curry. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm gonna put Steph right there. Just like that. Yeah, I put him down. Yeah, I put Steph over there. Hey, look, man. I know the rings. The rings are a lot. And they ain't gonna call him Robert Horry, but it's Robert Horry-ish, Robert Horry-esque.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? When you gotta talk, I ain't saying that he obviously did more for his team than Rob Horry. But at the same point in time, though, Rob Horry wasn't winning them MVP the same way Steph wasn't. Now, Steph did win one. Now, you know what I'm saying? That's debatable. What was that, game 5?
Wiggins? You feel like Wiggins should got MVP?
I seen Steph go 0 for 9 and Wiggins still go in the game. Was that game 5? Man, listen, man.
Wow.
I'm just saying it's at least debatable.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? 'Cause Wiggins fucked Dallas up.
Yeah.
He fucked Dallas up. You know what I'm saying? Wiggins caught his stride last playoff.
And he looking good this year.
Yeah, last postseason. He caught his stride.
Take an extension.
Yeah, he got that extension, yeah. Shit, I don't know.
But yeah, I'm putting Steph down there, man, because, and I feel like, you know what I'm saying, he can creep easily into the top. Maybe 16, 15. He might end up creeping in somewhere around there. At least, you know what I'm saying, a 17 or something like that. But like, I'm just iffy about dog because like, you know what I'm saying, I'm kind of almost a critic, but it's because he's so great. You know what I'm saying? You ever see a motherfucker and because they great, you measure them by their own standard.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I'm saying? So it's not like I'm asking this motherfucker to do some shit. Yeah, I would never ask him to
LeBron
do
is
some
a
shit that he ain't
perfect
never did
example.
before. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? You get held to a standard because we seen you do
AD.
cold shit.
Shit.
Yeah, for real.
We still hold AD. Kyrie, KD. Shit, we still holding these motherfuckers. Kawhi. All these niggas is getting held to a standard right now because they ain't doing shit.
See, the thing with me and AD, I always felt like AD's standard was never really warranted. Because it always killed me with like LeBron stands be like, well, LeBron wouldn't have that ring if it wasn't for AD. And like I tell people, what was AD winning before he got with LeBron?
Nothing.
What was Kyrie winning before he got with
Nothing.
LeBron? So what seems to be the one common denominator for the LeBron haters out there?
Yeah.
But I feel like AD, from a talent standpoint, we've always seen flashes, but he's never been able to stay healthy. So I feel like that's more of a standard we've kind of put on him, but it's more I guess the way I look at AD is you have to believe people. Like what's that saying? When people do something, believe it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Leave it into existence.
No,
Somebody show you that you can or some shit like
yeah,
that.
yeah. Somebody show you something like believe that.
So like wishing for whatever
what they could be, and
want to see them as.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? They are what they are.
They are what they are, and that's
They are who we thought they were.
yeah, and that's how I feel about AD, man. But my biggest thing is health. That's my only thing with Anthony Davis. Everything else is he's a stud. But really quickly, man, we're having a great show, man. Episode 23, man. We only got a few minutes left, but real quick, man. Run down top 3 favorite Jordans. I'll give my list out the way real fast. At number 3, the Air Jordan 4s came out in 1989. At number 2, the 3s, man. I actually got a pair on right now. The 3s, those came out in 88. And then, of course, my favorite Jordans of all time, man, I had to go with the Concords, the 11s. Them joints came out in 1995. Great year to be alive. I was 15. What's your list, Hendo? Real quick.
Shit, coming in at number 3, any pair of the 9s. Them is probably one of the most comfortable shoes ever. Coming in at number 2, the 13s, because they literally go with anything, everything. You can put on a dress, put the motherfuckers on. They just, they just go with anything, man. Your ass can hoop in them shits. You can where your ass go to church in them shits.
For real.
Or your ass can hit a fence from the police on them hoes.
I ain't never thought.
Shout out to Lord.
Hell
And coming in, probably one of my favorites personally is the 8s. I ain't gonna lie, I just love them. I ain't gonna lie, I got a lot of pair of the 8s. They just comfortable, man. A lot of people don't like them shits, but I like them. They've always been comfortable to me, man. Great shoe to me.
I fuck with the 3s, then the 4s, in that order, then the 12s.
Really? 12s?
Yeah,
Only
the 12s.
11s.
I like the 12s. I've always liked
Y'all don't like the
12s.
Concord?
Yeah, I do. It was between the 9s.
But them 12s, man,
the
there's something to them. I like them. They just comfortable. They just a comfortable shoe, man.
Yeah, that bitch look
And that's the thing about J's, man. That's all the preference, man. Because sometimes you get the motherfuckers and they just not comfortable. But sometimes you'll find some, they just comfortable as shit.
LeBron's are mad comfortable.
LeBrons are actually great to hoop in.
Yeah.
They are actually
Yeah, I got
great
it,
to
yeah.
hoop in.
Yeah,
Probably one of my favorite hooping shoes. And I think that should be another one too. What shoe was your favorite hooping shoe?
Yeah,
Actually
I
playing
like
ball
that.
in.
I like that.
You know what I'm
We're
saying?
gonna definitely.
Yeah,
definitely
LeBron's definitely up there. A lot of people talk shit because they say LeBrons aren't that fashionable compared to Jordans, but there's actually a lot of dope ass LeBrons out there, and I don't think a lot of people actually gave him a full chance because they've been so captivated with the Jordans.
My first pair of LeBrons are actually the Friday 13th joints.
Those are actually dope.
With the blood and shit all
Yeah.
over. Yeah, the motherfuckers go hard.
Yeah, I think I got a pair of Soldiers I hoop in. The motherfuckers is dope to hoop in.
Yeah. Oh yeah, so yeah, the motherfuckers are dope too. But man, let these people know what time it is, B.I.
Oh man, trade yourself, man. Go ahead and get on the out of here. You know what time it is. We're gonna keep this suited and booted on the Jordan tip. I'm gonna do a little shoe check real quick, man. Them Jumpmans gotta go ahead and trade themselves. Nah, they ain't gonna get up out of here. Ain't gonna, hey man, there's a lot of good brothers who vouch for that shoe. There's a lot of good brothers who vouch for this shoe. So I ain't trying to go against the grain in this regard.
Oh my
All I'm telling you is trade yourself. Them ain't the mics. Them ain't the mics. That motherfucker jumping like you might. That ain't that motherfucker. That ain't the mics.
God.
I'm saying, me personally,
Oh man.
this week, Jordan edition.
Hell no. That boy said, okay.
That's what we have with it.
Okay. Hendo, who need to trade themselves, man?
Man, owner of the 49ers, man. You need to trade your motherfucking self. I don't know how many goddamn running backs y'all need, man. This is gonna be a point I'm gonna put up, man. How many niggas do y'all need to run? Y'all literally was one of the best running teams last year. And y'all need another nigga to run? Y'all need another nigga to run? Another one? Y'all ain't looking at no receivers. Y'all ain't look. Come on, man. God damn, man. Who else you need, man? Who else you need?
Oh my
Who else they gonna get?
God.
Then you gave up all them damn picks to do that shit too? Yeah, you need to trade your damn self, man. Y'all gonna get Shanahan fired over there, man. All the goddamn running backs. Everything gonna be a goddamn run. They're gonna be doing 106 run plays. Everything gonna be a run. Jimmy G ain't gonna be just throwing to a side. It's gonna be flick passes to runs. Everything. God damn.
I remember when that coach for the Knicks got fired that last game, man. When he got fired, that man said he got a whole bunch of 6'9" power forward.
Well, that's how they feel, nigga. Got all these goddamn power forwards on this field, nigga. He was hot. Nigga, what the fuck
He
was he do?
was 6'9".
These niggas just throwing self alley-oops. Ain't nobody shooting no threes or nothing. Just alley-oops, between the leg bounce passes and shit. Come on, man. That nigga's crazy.
What the fuck?
Oh shit.
Yeah, I don't know
All
what
right,
they
man.
do.
Who needs to trade themselves, man? I wanted to say Kanye. That's what I really wanted to say, but he said some shit that I kind of agree with somewhat. But yeah, I don't know, man. But who need to trade themselves? I'm gonna go with the Chicago Bears front office.
Okay.
They need to trade themselves.
Okay.
They need to get an offensive minded head coach. I understand that tradition in Chicago is blue collar and with defense, but you need a head coach that's going to put Justin Fields in the best positions. Because I know I probably sound like I hate the Bears. Like they're my favorite team. I'm from Chicago.
They got Doug Peterson.
But the thing is, like, you have to. I really Jacksonville is slowly becoming.
Offensive court.
Yeah, Jacksonville is slowly becoming
Yeah.
like one of my favorite
Literally
like
what he do.
football teams.
He won a ring with them niggas doing that shit.
Yeah.
He come in, he's inputting pieces in there. Doug Peterson, we should have put a higher hand. Get Doug Peterson. He's offensive minded.
Yeah.
He's won a ring. He know what success tastes like, man.
Yeah.
And he won it with all our ex pieces. Alshon Jeffrey,
Yep.
Howard.
Yep.
Goddamn, all the pieces we had, he won with. Why we don't go for them?
Yep.
That shit threw me.
I forgot he had Howard. Good show.
Man.
Howard, yeah.
And then guess who they got throwing the goddamn ball? Another XP. Nick motherfucking Foles.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's true.
Because Carson Wentz couldn't keep his motherfucking body together. This motherfucker made a pineapple crumb pie and shit. This nigga soft as fuck, nigga. See, he is, man. Goddamn, man. Can't be this goddamn weak.
Yeah, bro. So that's what I think, man. I said we need somebody that's gonna put Justin Fields in a good position. I like what Jacksonville did. I feel like you got a young quarterback down there in Lawrence, and I feel like they went out there, and a lot of people say, well, you can't just throw money at a problem. You have to do something. You have to get these guys. You have to get these guys like weapons. And I understand what our GM is trying to do. He put a lot of these guys on 1-year deals. But then, in my opinion, I feel like that's not, it's a prove it, but it's also like, is this guy playing as well because he finna get the bag? Or is this guy playing as well because it's another year and he's grown as a player? So then it's like next year, yeah, we're going to have all this money and a good draft pick, but we all know how drafts go, and we all know how free agents go. A lot of Denver probably thought they would be in a much better position getting Russell Wilson, and we see what happened. So it's no guarantee with all that draft money what all that extra free agent money, it's no guarantee the guys that we get are going to hit. So you have to go out there and you have to get key pieces. I wouldn't be mad if Chicago would have gave up a few picks to get a Christian McCaffrey. You're giving him a piece. You're giving him something. I don't know why we didn't go after Trent Williams when he was available.
Do remember though, this was the same guy who said we should have went all in and made that pull for Russell Wilson when the Bears wanted to give him the house. He still said we should have pulled that trigger and got that. And we would have sent it up in this goddamn sandlot. If motherfucker owner Millie here would have been on. We gave up the world for that nigga. They trying to get
I think Russell Wilson will be fine. A lot of people forget Marshawn Lynch with the Buffalo Bills. Everyone had wrote him off.
True.
Until he went to Seattle and then he turned around and possibly a Hall of Fame career. Russell Wilson has been good ever since he was been in college, ever since he's been in high school. This is the first time he has some adversity. And with that being said, this is episode 23 of Old Heads. Broncos, let's ride.
Oh, man. I can't take that one serious, man. He said, let's ride.